The Wine Guy is presented on 92.1 WGHN by DSC Products, a manufacturer of cleaning products since 1983. DSC Products, locally owned and family operated. Visit dscprod.com for all their cleaning solutions. DSC Products, clean freaks, and proud of it. Here now are the hosts of The Wine Guy on 92.1 WGHN, our in-house sommelier, Jeff Crutchmeyer, and Jesse Bruce.
Welcome to The Wine Guy here on 92.1 WGHN Grand Haven. And for those of you who like to enjoy podcasts, wherever you enjoy podcasts, we're doing something a little bit different this week. We're taking the show on the road. Our new home is going to be the Rediscover Podcast Studios here right across the street from us at WGHN. First of all, we want to thank Wally and producer Joe for making this thing possible. And the show, of course, as always, is still brought to you by our friends at DSC Products. We were talking about this last week, that we were going to try something new and different with the show, and that is what we are doing. My good friend, Mr. Jeff Crutchmeyer, is here. Hello, sir.
How are you doing, Jesse?
I'm doing just fine. So we are going to do the same thing, but in a different environment.
And now they'll be able to actually see that we actually open up the beer.
Yes.
And we open up the wine.
And the bourbon.
Not all show.
Yes. No, we are really drinking, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a show. It's not sound effects. We really drink. So,
yes, we do.
If you've never heard our show before, and if you're new to it, this is how it works. What we do is Jeff is a sommelier at the Grand Haven D&W, and he brings in some lovely wines or beers or bourbons or whatnot. And then what's different about our show is, yes, we drink the wines, but we also pair the wines with various foods, and we talk about the flavors that you get when you pair the wines with the food.
That's correct, because all alcohol will affect the taste and the quality of the food. And sometimes if we go out to dinner, you don't know what you want to pair with what. We try to help guide you so you can make a better sound decision.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that being said, we have 4 lovely wines here today, and we also want to thank our good friends at the Paisley Pig, because they are the menu here for what we are going to be pairing with the wines. And I have the items here that we are going to have, so I sound very smart when I talk about this stuff. But Mr. Crutchmeyer, let me quickly run through what we do have. We have some Michigan bison meatloaf. That sounds very, very yummy. We also have the world-famous pulled pork nachos from over there at the Paisley Pig. We will also be having some of their s'mores dip as well. And then on top of that, I believe we have the squash.
The glaze squash.
Glaze Michigan squash.
The maple glaze squash.
Maple glaze squash. So we have all this yummy food that we're going to pair with all of this wine. And let us start, sir. Where do we want to start our adventure today?
We're going to start out in Oregon at the Willamette Valley area. Now, I brought in a little something special. Mm-hmm. I brought in a white Pinot Noir.
A white Pinot Noir.
A white Pinot Noir. Now, as everybody knows about a Pinot Noir being red or a Pinot Noir being a rosé and stuff, white Pinot Noirs are like unicorns. They're really hard to find. And the reason why there's abundance out there at this moment is because in 2020, Willamette Valley had a really bad fire out there, and a lot of the grapes absorbed all of that smoke from the fire. Mm-hmm. Now, when a grape absorbs the smoke, it gets all into the flavor and into the aroma in there. And when you press it and then you bottle it, it can get really, really smoky. I mean, that you're drinking like a bottle of ash. Mm-hmm. So and that doesn't sound.
He said a bottle of ash is what he said. Yeah.
Ash.
Yes.
Pronounce my H.
Yes. Get that out there.
Yeah. But yeah, they get really taint on there. You're starting to feel like you have a mouthful of ashes. Mm-hmm. So what they have done was to salvage that, because there's small vineyards out there. Mm-hmm. I mean, they will go ahead and lose, a lot of money if they're not, selling what they have. Mm-hmm. So in order to save what they had, they peeled the skins off and then crushed it. Mm-hmm. And then, as it's been told before, not everybody knows, but when you squeeze a grape, the juice is actually white, and then it turns into a rosé or red all the way. by contact of the skin. The longer it stays in, so for example, when you first originally squeeze the grape and it's got the white juice, and then you put it in contact with the skins of that grape, it will take about 24 to 48 hours and you'll get a nice rosé. And then from there, it will start getting darker and darker and darker until you get your big full reds. And so the longer you leave it in, the darker it is, the more full body it will get. So with these, we have a nice, just plain white Willamette Valley Pinot Noir.
All right.
Now, this is really good. You should, hopefully, when you taste it,
Yeah.
you should get some of the notes from that smoke.
Okay.
So,
And again, for people who are now watching this on the podcast at home, you can see we really are drinking. This is the way we do the show.
yeah, this isn't water.
No.
Actually,
It's not. It's not.
This is actually a white Pinot Noir 2020
Yeah.
Willamette Valley Vineyard out of Willamette Valley.
Well, clear, not very viscous. And let's take the smell profile here.
Yeah.
Fruity. Oh, I get a fruity. Not a sweet fruity, but I get a fruity.
I get pear. I get a nice pear out of that.
I'd say, yeah, I'd give you pear.
Yeah.
All right. Let me.
And you can see the legs on there
Yeah.
when you swirl it. We got some nice lighting in here.
Yeah.
Now we can see
I tell
nice legs
as
in
opposed
there.
to the way we were doing things in the cave. All righty, here we go.
All
Let's
right.
fire this puppy up. Oh, now that was totally different. Okay, you go first. I have like a million things happening with that.
Oh, I do get that smokiness in there. Definitely get that. But I also get that pear, that nice pear. But it's like the pear that's an older pear, a more mature, but not a young, sweet, pop in your face type pear.
Yeah.
But a nice subtle there with a little bit of hint of smokiness on there. And then you like to talk about that alcohol on there. It was really tame for me.
Yeah.
Really tame.
Okay. I had the smoky on it, and my smoky though, like when you cook a hot dog on a grill,
Yep.
or you cook a campfire, I should say. You cook a hot dog on a campfire, and you really, really do it, and take that bite, and it's still yummy, but there's that little smoke on it. Okay, imagine that in liquid form. Okay, but it's not overpowering. It's just there. That was so smooth, such a smooth drink, and then I got a little hint of like citrus, almost very, very subtle orange at the end of that.
Oh, orange.
But I mean, that was. Like, I think some people might look at it and go, well, it's see-through. What can it be? It's clear. Right. What can it be? But I mean, there was like so many flavors happening that I was very, very impressed with that wine.
Yeah, that's what I said. I've had this before, fell in love with it. They're hard to get. And when I knew that we were going to do our first podcast,
Yep.
I said it was a special show, so I'm going to bring out a special wine.
Yeah.
And yeah, this one here kind of hit. And this is a 2022.
Okay.
So it was just 2 years after the fire.
All right. Well, let's do a pairing. What would you like to pair yours with?
I am going to try mine with the maple glaze squash.
Squash.
Yes.
Okay. And I am going to pair mine with the bison meatloaf. So let's have a little bison meatloaf here. And again, those of you watching at home on the podcast, yes, we actually eat the food. Here we go.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Holy cow. So many things are happening right now.
So
Oh boy.
that pear flavoring that I said really smooths well with that squash. I'm saying with the maple glaze, the pear, the squash, it really made a nice combination in my mouth. Really, the maple syrup, you would think would be real sweet and sticky like molasses and stuff. Not at all. It was really, and it was subtle. And then the pear came in like on top, and then the squash kind of did what it did.
Yeah.
Squash.
Yeah.
And it's there. It's good. I like that. That was to me a picture perfect example of how it should have went
Yeah.
with the wine pairing.
Well, for me, I take a bite of the bison meatloaf, and at first, like nothing happened. I thought, and then the wine worked its way into the meat, and there was just this culmination of flavor. And I mean, it was almost like there was like an au jus or there was some sort of sauce on the meat, and it just was so flavorful. I mean, it wasn't sweet. And it was almost like a creamy flavor, but it was wonderful. It was a wonderful, wonderful pairing. This is a very powerful wine because I mean, it's like you had a sweet and I had something that was generally salty, but that was just a great pairing.
Just pairs it and smooths it right out. Really nice.
And again, this wine is
the Willamette Valley Vineyard, and it is a white Pinot Noir from Willamette Valley, Oregon.
And all of these wines are available at the Grand Haven D&W, where Jeff is a sommelier. Tell you what, folks, we're going to take a quick break here on 92.1 WGHN, and also in the podcast studios, the Rediscover Podcast Studios. We've got 3 more wines to go. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more in just a moment.
You are listening to The Wine Guy on 92.1 WGHN, brought to you by DSC Products. Visit dscprod.com for all their cleaning solutions.
At DSC Products, we're clean freaks and proud of it. We don't believe in the 5-second rule. We give each other scrub brushes as gifts. And we've been creating cleaning products our competitors wish they had since 1983. From the highest quality carpet and upholstery chemicals to expert training and support, we'll save you time, money, and those ew faces from customers. We're more than a supplier. We're your partner in crime against dirt. DSC Products, clean freaks, and proud of it. Find us at dscprod.com. DSC Products. We don't just manufacture solutions, we are the solution.
What do you hope our family always remembers about you?
That I love you dearly, that I am your best cheerleader in life.
In West Michigan, every family has a story to pass down. At Rediscover Podcast Studios, we help you capture those priceless conversations before it's too late.
The first woman I ever kissed was Grandma.
I had a crush on his brother before he came along.
Your mom is the apple of my eye because I find her so precious.
I love you to death. I love you, my girl.
We'll guide the questions, record in our professional studio, and give you the finished video to share with your family so you can keep forever. Don't wait. Preserve your family's memories today. Call us at 616-414-0667 or schedule online at rediscoverstudio.com.
You are listening to The Wine Guy on 92.1 WGHN, brought to you by DSC Products. Visit dscprod.com for all their cleaning solutions.
Welcome back to The Wine Guy here on 92.1 WGHN. Also coming to you from the Rediscover Podcast Studios in Grand Haven for our first podcast edition of the show. It's the same show, just a different place. I'm your host, Jesse Bruce, being joined by my good friend, our sommelier in residence, Mr. Jeff Crutchmar. And what we are doing this week is we are pairing some lovely wines with some food from the Paisley Pig here in Grand Haven. And our show, as always, is brought to you by the wonderful folks up there at DSC Products in Muskegon. All right, Jeff, what's next?
All right. Well, we just had our first one, which is the white Pinot Noir from Willamette Valley, Oregon. Now we're going to go to another white Pinot Noir, but this one's a little different. This one is going to be a rosé Pinot, white Pinot. Mm-hmm. Now, remember, as I told you at the beginning there, is because of the longer you keep it intact with the skin, so you'll have a little bit of different flavoring out of there. The skin's going to impact the flavor, so you should be able to taste some of those notes out.
What's that little doohickey on the top of it?
That right there is just a pour, just a stopper. It just helps so that it doesn't spill. And it also goes ahead and kind of helps aerate it a little bit. As you see the bubbles going up in there, kind of gives it a little bit of aeration.
Okay. All right. Well, as we take a look at this one, in the glass, it has a little bit of a peach hue to it in the profile. A little smoky. Smoky.
A little,
Smoky.
little more pinkish than the first one. First
Yeah.
one was almost like moonshine.
Oh, yeah.
You know, moonshine color.
Yeah.
Moonshine color.
Moonshine color.
Yeah,
Moonshine color.
Let's clarify that.
For the folks at home, when you say it has nice legs, what do you mean?
Well, when I say nice legs, when you swirl it in the glass like that, you'll see how long it takes for the alcohol to evaporate on the sides of the glass.
Okay.
Now, the quicker it evaporates, the higher content of alcohol.
Okay.
The slower it evaporates and stuff, the more sugar content.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that's what I kind of look for. So, because you want something, if you're looking for something at a 13% alcohol, if you're looking at something at 14%, or if you got like a Riesling up at 8% thing, you'll see the difference in the way it comes off and burns off the sides of the glass. I can tell basically just by swirling a wine like this, number one, the content of it.
Okay.
I can tell you that right off the bat. The other thing we can do is if you tilt it on its side, Jesse,
Yeah.
you see that little tiny ring at the very top right there?
Yeah.
Kind of like a water ring.
Yeah.
on there. That's a separation that all wines have. So I can basically tell you like how old this wine would be just by the separation. The older it gets and stuff, the little more separation it will have, more water contents will be in there. So
All right. Flavor profile. I should say smell profile. I get a very strong apricot.
yeah, apricot is the first thing in my mind.
Yeah. That's
Yep.
what I get. Apricot is
Yep.
what I get on that.
I have apricot. It's just, even with that, and I still might think it's the residue from before, I still get that little peach in behind. But predominantly, right up front, you get apricot.
Apricot right on the snoot.
Yep.
Right on the snoot. All right. Well, down the hatch, folks. Okay.
I get more of a berry flavor on here, not so much smoky, but I get more of a red berry, almost. If you go with me with this one, almost like a rhubarb.
Okay.
I get a rhubarb flavoring on that one.
I will go with you down that rabbit hole a little bit. I on my flavor palette, and again, something we talk about on the show, which we've talked about since the beginning, is everybody's palate's different. You and I will drink the same thing, but it will taste differently. I had raspberry.
Oh,
I had raspberry, not a sweet raspberry. I had like a raspberry that was very, very tart, a raspberry that might have wound up in a pie per se. But yes, I had raspberry on that. Again, smooth, subtle burn at the end.
yeah.
Subtle.
It was
Nothing major.
it was a little bit more than the first one.
Yeah.
It was a little bit more than the first one. But like I said, that to me, I got that really nice that rhubarb, that kind of that greeny red rhubarb in there.
But still very good. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't kick it out of my bed for eating crackers. It's a good wine. It's good wine. Well, what do you want to pair with, sir?
I'm looking at the plates and dishes here. It's a little different than our paper plates from before.
That's true. We've got real plates this week.
I know.
We're
They
going
have
all
to
out for the podcast.
They have to actually see that. You know? we do it on that.
Yeah,
not
we do.
on the paper plates anymore. And we also got a dress. I mean,
Chairs, and we're dressed up and everything. We're trying.
We're getting up there.
We're really trying.
All right. I am going to go with the nachos.
Okay.
Now, I heard special things about this nachos here. So, and you've said you've
I've had these
this
before. Yes, I have.
And I guess it's one of their famous ones.
Yes, they put them on huge plates over there at the Paisley
Yeah,
Pig.
and they put them on the waffle fries.
Yeah.
As opposed to putting on like a nacho chips. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And you have the ingredients.
Yes,
there.
I do here for thank you for pointing it out to me here. We have hand-pulled pork, house potato chips, scallions, peppadew peppers, barbecue Alfredo, ghost pepper cheese, and jalapeno caps.
Ooh, now the ghost pepper cheese is what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on there.
All right, that's what I'm going with. What are you going to
I'm going to have the s'mores dip, which is gooey chocolate and peanut butter, toasted marshmallows served with pretzels, graham crackers, and Nilla wafers. Here we go.
All right.
All right. Get a little.
Well, my mom told me I can't have dessert until after
Yeah.
I finish my plate.
Take a little niblet here and get some more on the old schneid. Okay. Here we go. Yummy.
Interesting.
Oh, wow. I got some different stuff happening here. Hokey Pete. Was not expecting that.
You know what?
Uh-huh.
That we said, and we didn't mention when we talked about the wine, was the smokiness.
Yeah.
Now, when I just had that with the pulled pork, that really pulled up the the smokiness out of it. I bet. Didn't you try it with the first one?
I did.
I bet if I had it with this one here,
Mm-hmm.
it would really pull that smoking out. It came out. It wasn't predominant. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, here it is in your
Mm-hmm.
face. But you could taste it. And you know that it came off of something smoky, like like you said, a charcoal grill.
Yeah.
As opposed to being cooked on a flat skittle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really good. Barbecue sauce kind of popped in with it. Kind of gave it that little sweetness on there.
Yeah.
But the scallion,
Yeah.
that really that was kind of a niche that kind of tipped it over the top.
Yeah. Well, I had it with the s'mores dip. And it was interesting because it was almost like a delayed thing, because I took a swig of it and I had the s'mores in my mouth, and it took like a little bit of a second. But when the minute the wine hit the s'more gooey combination, it pronounced the chocolate in such a way, not like a baker's chocolate or a German chocolate, and not necessarily like your typical sweet chocolate either. It was just a very unique chocolate flavor that I have not had that often. The marshmallow, it made the marshmallow almost taste like a gummy bear. It really did. It kind of gave it it gave it a little citrusy to it. So yeah, it was interesting. It was a surprising thing, because sometimes, like, you have a beverage with something sweet and you think to yourself, okay, it's going to be like
gonna be
this.
sweet, correct.
And that was not what I was expecting. Don't get me wrong, it was good, but it was definitely not what I was expecting. But that was quite a unique pairing here. And again, what is this wine for the folks at home?
This one right here is the Amity Vineyard, and this is from Willamette Valley. It's the white Pinot Noir as well. And this is a 2023.
Okay, 2023.
Yeah, so I had 1 year longer in the barrel, and that's why we got that little bit more of a tint to it.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, that's why it's a little bit drier, a little bit more tame. Wasn't as poppy and bright as the first one.
Okay. And again, that wine, like the first wine, is available at the Grand Haven D&W. And the food that we're having this week is from the Paisley Pig. And this is the Wine Guy here on 92.1 WGHN. Also coming to you from the Rediscover Podcast Studios. We want to thank Wally and producer Joe for helping us out, making this thing possible. This is how we're going to do the show from now on. And let's continue on with something else. Oh, yes, and don't forget DSC Products. He very subtly pointed to something there. DSC Products have been our sponsor on the show here for quite a while, and DSC Products located in Muskegon. If you are a homeowner, if you are a factory owner, a business owner, and you need the best cleaning products possible, by all means, go to DSC Products. Check them out online at dscprod.com, dscprod.com.
That's right. So I actually brought in some samples, because if you give them a call, you can ask for a little sample pack.
Yeah.
And they'll be glad to send you out a sample pack so you can try these things. So what we have is like here, this is like a bioenzymatic deodorizer.
Wow.
For those that have pets
Oh,
in the house.
Yes.
And so it comes in a little small pack like this. You mix it in with a liter of water, like a spray bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in there, and this will take it. And I just used some of this. We have a small little dog at the house, and a little Elsie. And Elsie went ahead and had a little accident.
Yep.
And we used that, and I tell you what, smell was gone, and the mess was all gone.
Discoloration,
and, discoloration was completely gone.
Very cool.
So
Very cool.
I was glad to be able to use that. And then they have another one, which is the heavy duty pre-spot remover for those carpet areas that get a lot of dirt and traction things. So, like I said, these are just nice little sample packs that we'll send you out if you just give them a call.
Again, DSC Products, Muskegon, local company, been around for 40 plus years.
And then they have a natural cleaner and deodorizer right here you use. And then for those that have a boat or you may have a camper, this right here is a waste tank treatment.
Ah.
So you can put it in, especially now getting ready for the winter.
Sure.
You go ahead and put that in. They'll clean everything out for you, wash through it, and be ready for storage.
Okay.
But yeah, they will send you that little sample packet out. So just give them a call and have yourself a little taste of it.
There you go. But again,
Not a
not a taste,
but a trial.
a sample. DSC products, dscprod.com. Okay, now let's taste some wine. What's up next? Number 3.
All right. Well, next we're going to go, and I'm going to tell you, this is not something at D&W. I have been pushing and pushing to get this in. I've had this wine when I was at Meyer. They brought it in, and I'm telling you what, this is one of my personal go-to, if I can find it, type wine. It is the Three Finger Jack, and it is a red blend.
Oh.
Now, this is a rum barreled age, meaning that it was produced and then it was poured into an old rum barrel, so it will soak up some of that rum flavor.
Okay.
Stuff in there, which is phenomenal.
All right.
Now, as
excited.
we get to watch here, this is what I tell people when they go to wine tastings.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we're switching over from white to red. Now, as I've explained to most of our listeners, that when you switch over, do not wash out your glass with water.
Right.
And stuff in between pours. So what you do is you'll get what's called a rinse pour. So you just pour it in a little bit like that.
Yeah.
And then what you do is you swirl it around so that it gathers all of the old wine on there. So now you're gathering all the old wine up. So there's no mixture. And then you're pouring it out.
Okay.
Now, once you pour it out like that, as you'll see, and the reason why not water, because if you leave that there for a few seconds, you'll see that build up still? There's still a little bit there on the bottom.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
If that was water, that's what you would have actually diluted your next drink. So you wouldn't get a full actual taste of it. Now, because you rinsed it and stuff, you will get a full taste of the wine.
There's always some science happening on our show.
Oh, there we
Very
go.
lovely red.
Yes.
Okie dokie.
Right there. This is from Lodi, which is really good. Like that rum barrel aged Three Finger Jack. What happened to his other two?
That's a good question. Lodi, California?
Lodi, California.
Oh, like the song by CCR.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, stuck in Lodi again.
There you go.
All righty. Well, now that's a very dark red. Like, at least in mine, and with these nice lights in the studio, I cannot see through it.
Yeah.
Very
viscous.
Yes.
Very thick. Yeah. And now you can see that hue that we talked about.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Isn't that fascinating?
And then as you spit it, you can see the legs running down.
I get a very, oh boy, that crawls down your nose, gets in your lungs, right down here in the old, right down here in the old ticker. I tell you what, I get a very strong floral, but not flower shop floral.
Right.
Like if, let's say, we're out in the woods someplace and there's some pretty flowers out there, that's what I'm getting, but a ton of them right in a small space.
It's more of a liquor sense than it is a wine sense. But with that big nose flavor.
Oh, it's big.
You know what this smells like to me? Do you remember the fruit roll-ups?
Oh,
when you were a kid?
yeah, fruit roll-ups, yep.
When you unrolled it, that dried fruit.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
That's what I get. I get that dried fruit roll-up smell on there. Still has a little sweetness.
Little.
But, all right.
Let's
give it a little tasty taste.
The old college try. Oh. I was not expecting that at all. Okay. Oh. Oh, that thing at the end.
Yep.
That thing at the end.
I was waiting for that one.
I was that thing at the end. Okay, I'll go first here.
Oh, yeah.
I had smooth, smoky, and then this will be a left field one, caramel. Little caramel at the end. It had a caramel resonance in it.
And I think that would be from your rum.
Yeah.
From the rum barrel.
Yeah.
We get that nice little caramel on there.
Because I was not expecting that. It's light, no sting. But at the end, that just tastes like you just ate a little piece of caramel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a nice, dry, dark berries in there, like dark raspberry, dark cherries in there. I had that. Wasn't sweet, wasn't too sweet, it had a little sweetness to it, but it wasn't too sweet. It was still that nice calm. But then it had that heat from the liquor.
Yeah.
From the rum. It had that heat on there at the end, which you normally don't get from a wine.
Yeah.
As so much as you would get from you had a shot of rum. You get that last end burn. That's what I saw in your face. That's what I thought you were going to go. I was like, whoa, there's my liquor. There's my liquor shot.
No.
But yeah, it had that nice, that I really liked and enjoyed that, fruitiness. And then boom, I get hit with that nice little liqueur at the end.
Yeah. No, it was very pleasurable. I enjoyed that. Right. What are you going to have?
I am now going to have the Michigan Bison.
Okay. I am going to have. I'm very curious what this pairs like with the apricot. I'm not the apricot. I'm sorry. We've been taping for a while. The glazed squash. I will have the glazed squash because I'm curious if that caramel hits the glazed squash and what it does.
And the maple.
Maple, what it does to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm interested in that as well.
I get our food today from the Paisley Pig here in Grand Haven on the north end. Well, that's good. That's good on its own. Let's give it a friend. Oh my! I get one more hit on that.
Oh, here we go.
Wow. Okay.
That was really good. That was a good pairing right there. If I was going out and I had a date, well, don't tell my girlfriend I had a date, but if I was going out and we had her on a date,
yeah,
that I would pair with because of the fact that the mushrooms and this particular style of red and the berries that came in there was phenomenal pairing. It actually marinated well with the meat. I didn't have as much of the sauce on there. I know it came with a nice, gravy sauce on there. I didn't have as much as that, but boy, that was really subtle, good. And then once it all marinated together, it was an explosion in my mouth.
Yeah.
Right there.
I had, it's funny because I took a little bite of the squash and the squash, it almost had because it's got the maple, there was a sweet to it. So it was almost like it was like a dessert type thing. And then the wine hit it. And to me, and I might be on the moon on this, I tasted apple pie. It tasted like apple pie. Now, if you think about it, caramel sometimes is part of apple pie.
Yeah.
And there was the maple in the squash. But I mean, it tasted like apple pie because then as the wine dissipates in the mouth and your chews get smaller, that squash, to me, it tasted like apple. And it got very citrusy. It got very fruity when you bit into it. And no, it was very, very enjoyable. All the wines today have been very enjoyable.
Well, that's what it's all about. Is because of the fact that that's a memory that you have of caramel and apple pie.
Yep.
And so when you had that combination, that's what triggered it. It triggered it for you. It would have, like I said, it would probably triggered something different for me with that same pairing. So, and that's what we try to relay here to everybody. Is that everybody's palate is different.
Yep.
And those are reasons why. It all comes from your growing up. It all comes from, the way that you perceive things as you went through life.
Yeah, indeed. And and tell everybody again what this one was again.
This is
from Lodi.
From Lodi. It's just a 3-Finger Jack, the rum barreled age.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, it's one of my favorites. I love this. Actually, I'll probably have that later on tonight. After the taping, that would be the one that I finished tonight.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We've got one more wine to go before we finish, but we need to take a break. And again, our show is being brought to you by DSC Products. And this is The Wine Guy on 92.1 WGHN. And today, and from now on, we'll be coming to you from the Rediscover Podcast Studios here in Grand Haven. And we'll be back with more show in just a moment.
You are listening to The Wine Guy on 92.1 WGHN, brought to you by DSC Products. Visit dscprod.com for all their cleaning solutions.
Uh-oh, red wine on the white carpet. And that's not just a stain, that's a family heirloom stain in the making. Enter Press It from DSC Products, the fast-acting water-based dye remover that laughs in the face of grape juice, Kool-Aid, wine, soda, food coloring, you name it. No fumes, no flammable solvents, safe anywhere. Carpets, countertops, whiteboards, gone in seconds. So go ahead, live dangerously with your beverages. Press It has your back. Visit dscprod.com. DSC Products. We don't just manufacture solutions, we are the solution.
You are listening to The Wine Guy on 92.1 WGHN, brought to you by DSC Products. Visit dscprod.com for all their cleaning solutions.
Welcome back to The Wine Guy on 92.1 WGHN and from the Rediscover Podcast Studios. Again, you can listen to the show on the radio every weekend at 10 a.m. or wherever you get your podcasts. We have a visual component now, and we want to thank Wally and producer Joe for making that happen. I've got my good friend Jeff Crutchmeyer here. He's the sommelier from the Grand Haven D&W, and he's our in-house sommelier as well. And if you're new to our show, well, shame on you. But if you've not heard our show before, we talk about wines, bourbons, beers, whiskeys, that kind of thing. But what's different about our show is we pair the items with various foods, and we talk about the flavors you get from the pairing, because pairing is what makes the beverage. And our show is also being brought to you, of course, by our friends at DSC Products. They've been with us since almost the very beginning. DSC Products in Muskegon. If you are a homeowner, if you are a business owner or a factory owner, and you need the strongest cleaning products possible, you need to get a hold of DSC Products. Hit them up online at dscprod.com. Jeff, we've got one more wine to go. What one are we going to round out our flight with?
We are actually now, we had 3 here from the United States. We're going to go now head over to France.
France.
So,
Oui.
So we're going to Saint Demarque, and this is a Cabernet Sauvignon. So, get ourselves a nice big pour here with that. That way we can dilute the last wine that we have.
Yes, it's all about diluting. You can tell we're towards the end of the show.
All right, this is the 2021 vintage. It is from Pure d'Or. So you can see that one dark. That one's a really nice dark Cabernet Sauvignon. Hue on that.
Lovely dark, lovely dark. Yeah, you can't see through that one. See.
Oh, now that is a Cabernet. That's a Cabernet nose.
Yeah.
Right on there.
Let me take a snort here. Oh, I get a smoky, strong, bold. Loosens up the sinuses, I tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It does.
It definitely has that, that raspberry, big open cherry flavor.
Bloom. Yeah, like a bloom to it.
Yeah, the big bloom.
Like a big bloom to it. Well, as we tape the show on a Wednesday afternoon, one of the tough parts of our job is we have to consume alcohol in the middle of the day. So let's keep grinding away. Oh, it's interesting, and sometimes I've noticed this when we have these wines. Like, you might have a wine that has a bold presentation up front like that, and then you drink it, and it's like, not saying it's a lightweight, but that was not what I was expecting.
Right. It was more
subtle.
Smooth, subtle.
Yeah.
And just kind of kicks back nice and low, which is I like that.
Yeah.
And that's a French, texture.
Yeah.
Your French is going to be a little bit, lighter style. Let me check the alcohol content on this one here. Number one, so I can report this to the officer when I go home. It is 13.5, which is standard for California and stuff. But normally in France, it's a little bit lighter, a little bit more subtle, because they make a lot of their wines to go with food. They don't want to overpower the meals. And so it's a little bit lighter, a little bit more subtle, more like your Michigan wines.
Yeah.
And this one here at 13.5, I mean, that's right in the same categories we're getting up here.
Yeah.
With like the 3-finger jack. Well, this is 14.5.
Well.
So, we hit that one up a little too soon.
A little too soon.
Yeah, too soon. But I mean, that's really good. I enjoyed the flavor of it because it was more subtle. It didn't like cover my tongue and coat it.
No.
It was just on there. I feel it. My mouth on the sides there are watering.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at my plate thinking, what's next? But I'm going to go ahead and I chose to wait for this one to go with the s'more.
To end it with the s'more.
And to go with the chocolate. I feel that, Cabernet Sauvignon and chocolate is a match made in heaven.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the nacho. And again, my reaction to it was, it's so funny. I'm trying to draw the metaphor of a person. It's like, have you ever met somebody and they're very big and they're very bold and they're very, gregarious, okay? And then, like, you get to know them and they're really just kind of mellow. Like
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Something like that, yes. It's like they're big and they're one way, and then, all of a sudden you get to know him behind the scenes, like, he's just kind of a nice guy.
Nice little teddy bear.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm going to have some of this pork nacho here from the Paisley Pig on the north end in Grand Haven, and then I will...
or the south side of the bridge.
Or the south side of the bridge, that's right. Here we go. By the way, I walked here. If anybody asks, I walked here. I didn't drive. So here we go. Watch party.
Oh, wow.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So many things. So many things.
I'm so glad I saved that for last with that one.
You go ahead. I'm going to have another bite. Go ahead.
Yeah.
What do you got?
That right there paired very, very well. And that's exactly what it did. The chocolate, the marshmallows, and the graham cracker, or actually the wafer cookie. I had the wafer cookie with that one. That paired in so well. It brought that chocolate, made that chocolate almost like a nice, smooth, almost a milk chocolate with the marshmallow in there. Almost made it a milk chocolate. I'm a big dark chocolate guy, but you know what? Well, like you have said, I would not kick that off my plate.
No.
Not by a long shot.
No.
Really good. If especially with New Year's Eve coming up, definitely the chocolate and the wine. That's a pairing there to keep in mind, keep in your back pocket. Pull that out when we start getting closer to those holiday gathering situations.
I had it with the pork nachos, and I will say this. What it did was it kind of it made the flavor of the pork and the sauce. It almost like it added like another layer to the barbecue sauce. It became like a super secret barbecue sauce that a relative makes or something like that, and it just amplified, and it made it so juicy and flavorful, and you could taste every bite of the meat, and every bite of the meat, even the little tiniest one, has just a big burst of flavor, and tremendously enjoyable.
That is exactly what you just described, and how you described it is exactly what wine should do. You didn't say it overpowered, it was big. You said it complemented, it was another layer.
If anything, it begged off. It laid out.
Right. And it went ahead and complemented the meal, which is what wine is supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's all supposed to complement your meal, not supposed to overpower and be the meal. Now, when we get to the big 13 and 14, big points like these guys, the ABVs, they become more the focus point.
Yeah.
But when you start getting the nicer, smoother, softer ones, they're the ones that become the marriage made at the dinner table.
They do. All righty. Well, let's do a little housekeeping and wrap things up here. First of all, Mr. Kretschmeyer, let's review all of the wines we had, where people can find these wines.
All right. Well, the first one here we started out with was the Willamette Valley Vineyard, the white Pinot Noir from Willamette Valley, Oregon. That we can find at D&W Grand Haven. And then we went to the Amity Vineyard with another white Pinot Noir, but that one's a little longer, so it's in between a rosé and a white. And that you can also find at D&W. And then from there we went into the Lodi area of California, and we got the Three Finger Jack Rum Barrel. That you cannot find at D&W, but you can definitely find at the Meyer, at your local Meyer. And then from there we went to the Saint Marc from Pays d'Or, France, Cabernet Sauvignon. that you will be able to find at D&W.
Okay. The food pairing this week was from the Paisley Pig, located here in Grand Haven on the north end. We want to thank them for being part of our show.
South end of the bridge.
South end of the bridge, north end of town. Also, we want to thank DSC Products. They are the title sponsor of our program. They've been with us since just pretty much since we started this thing. And we want to give a big shout out to everybody at Rediscover Podcast Studios, Wally and producer Joe, who sat behind the counter. And we did feed producer Joe, by the way. I don't want you to think we didn't feed him. We did feed producer Joe. But Rediscover Podcast Studios, you can go online to rediscoverpodcaststudio.com and learn more about podcasts. Podcasting is the way of the future.
Yes, it is.
And it was funny. I had a conversation the other day with somebody. When I broke into radio, I was told specifically, keep conversation short. Nobody wants to hear anybody talk about anything for a long period of time. And now that is the way of the future when it comes to broadcasting. And we've been given the opportunity to take our show to this level. It will be available wherever you get your podcasts. And we are looking forward to seeing where this goes.
Yes. And of course, as always, if you go in.
Oh, that's right. Our deal. I almost forgot our deal. As you can tell, we've had some to drink. We do a deal on our show, and it's like this. When we get the show, when it's all done and put together, I will get a link to the show, and we put it up on the Facebook page of WGHN Radio, facebook.com/921WGHN. And then all you have to do is just like the post with the show, watch the whole show, tell us what you think of actually watching the show. You know, we're not pulling tricks here, folks. We're actually drinking on the job. When you like the post, you're in the running for a contest to win a $20 gift card from the Grand Haven D&W. We would just randomly select someone, and then if it's you, you get to go to the Grand Haven D&W, pick up that $20 gift card, and use it at any Spartan Nash store. I thought this went rather well. I thought at the beginning it might be a little awkward, but it's kind of the same thing. It's weird because somebody else is doing all the stuff that I normally do, so you and I can just sit here and talk and drink and enjoy. And
we have to get dressed.
And we do have to get dressed up a little bit. But no, we had a lot of fun. We're looking forward to it. We'll do it again next week as you are listening to The Wine Guy on 92.1 WGHN and from the Rediscover Podcast Studios. And remember, every pour tells a story.
The Wine Guy is brought to you on 92.1 WGHN by DSC Products, a manufacturer of cleaning products since 1983. DSC Products, locally owned and family operated. Visit dscprod.com for all their cleaning solutions. DSC Products, clean freaks, and proud of it.